Hi all. So in this video we will discuss about Maven, right? Um, in here there are a couple of advantages using Maven in Java project. So basically we can create a Java project as a Maven project, right? Uh, However, so in this video we will discuss about the use of dependency related to Maven, right? So you can search and study further the use of Maven, right? Um However, in this video we will discuss about dependency, right? So dependency basically that means so once you create the project, right, you may need to install some libraries to your project, right? So but what happen is through the Maven, so you don't want to worry about just download and just install these dependencies to your project and then add that to the project path and so on, right? So there are a couple of processes you need to follow, but through the Maven project what you need to do is in a Maven project, so if we think that that one is your project, right? That one is your project. That project include the file called pom.xml file. So that pom.xml will responsible to couple of things, but as a dependencies perspective, so that pom.xml contains a tag called dependencies tag, right? Under the dependencies tag there are a couple of dependency you can just define, right? So according to that, here this example you can see that uh, org.testng, right? That means basically this one is uh, a testng dependency, right? So you know what is testng? That testng means uh, testing framework. So we will discuss this one later, right? So testng is the dependency, right? And here the version, right? So version is basically 712, right? 7.112.0 is the version of this testng library, right? So there may have a couple of versions as well. So that scope means basically you can use this dependency to execute inside the test scope of the project, right? So if it is defined as test, you can't execute, or you can't call this library from your main folder. You need to go to the test folder and you can create some test and then call this dependency, right? Okay, so you can see that dependency tag here, this is the class tag. So within this dependencies tag you can have one or more dependency tags, right? So this is how it works, right? So once you build the project, what happened is so in testng, here the testng is expecting to run this project, and it's looking for local repository. Local repository is where so you can navigate to users and your username in your Windows computer, right? Users, under that you can see that .m2 folder. Inside the .m2 folder there is a folder called repositories, right? What happened is so that testng library is expecting to run this project or build this project. So then what happened is it's looking for the local repository uh, where the testng exist, right? So first it check whether the testng, that specific version, that means 7.12 is existing in the local repository, right? That local repository is in .m2 folder under repositories, right? .m2 folder / repository. If you are using Linux or a Mac, then you can find it under the root .m2 folder, right? Okay, so uh, then what happened is, think like there is a specific library like org, right? Org.testng library is there, right? Org.testng libraries there with that specific version 7.12, 1 2, right? Then what happened is, once you build this project, or you can once you execute this one, so that the executor will refer this specific version inside .m2 folder, right? Then what happened, like think that specific version of whole testng is not in your repository, right? Then what happened is, it's looking for the central repository. That means you can get the central repository, which is a Maven repository globally. That local repository can download this specific library with version to its local repository, right? So think, at the moment you are creating after that though, you are creating new project, right? Once you create the new project again, right, here you create a new project here, and you define the same testng library with that specific version 712, and then it is also referring that specific version inside local repository.m2 folder, right? So currently that 7.12 should be exist because of this project, right? Because of this project, that file should be exist, right? So we have previously downloaded then, and the my new project is also referring the same library, right? So this is how that Maven is working when we talk when you talk about dependencies, right? So according to dependencies perspective, this is how Maven is working, right? uh, so in here you can see another one called remote repository. Repository is something like when you are working on organization, right? Working in an organization. So that then what happened is, so your organization will might be created, might create a new library, right? Like think like something called UI library, right? UI lib, right? That UI lib is specifically for with it's a kind of integration of Selenium, right? Think like your organization create this one, right? So organization can host this specific library to its company related organization server, like Nexus server or something, which is related to your organization, through the settings.xml file in your project, right? Sorry, not in your project, in your machine, right? Inside local repository can refer this specific file, which is comes from the Nexus server, right? It's relevant to your organization. It's not a public one, right? So this is also can so yeah, that Maven can also referring that local repository which contains some kind of public things, as well as your company owned private libraries as well, right? This is what remote repositories. And here we will go with a project. Here this is the mvnrepository.com. You can find the libraries, Java libraries, right? And here in this search box you can search for a specific library in, right? Testng is a testing library, right? So here that testng comes from org.testng, right? So once you click on that, you can see that couple of versions, right? So I just take the latest one, right? And here you can see the kind of dependency. So I just click on that, it copied to my clipboard, and now I'm uh, opening my IDE. Here you can see that pom.xml is there, right? So here this is the pom.xml, right, under the root folder, right? So you can see that properties tag is there, right? And other like project tag, right? There are a couple of tags, right? So what I need to do is, under the properties tag, that means basically inside the project tag, right? Inside the project tag I define dependencies tag, here it's not a dependency, it's dependencies, right? So under the dependencies, within the dependencies, I just paste this one, right? Here you can see that testng is getting uh, that means normal color, that in my ID it's getting white color or gray color, right? But you can see that 7.12 is getting red color. That means basically it means, right, it means that testng library is in my local repo in my computer, but that specific version, that 7.12.0 is not in my computer, right? In here you can see that I'm using Windows machine here, that my user account is users, right? Users and .m2 folder repository, then org testng, right? In here you can see there are a couple of libraries, right? That 7.12 is not there, right? Here this is the testng is there, but that specific version is not there. Then what I need to do is I need to install this one. So how can I do is that IntelliJ IDEA will support to just to download this one through clicking this that is small icon. You can see that with M sign with refresh sign, right? M letter with refresh sign. So you can click on that, so that IDE will help to download this one and install it to the local repository, right? So once that finish, we can check whether which is downloaded or not, right? Here you can see that it become a normal gray, or yeah, gray color, right? So now I'm going to this folder again, right? Here you can see that 7.12.0 is there. So inside that you can find that specific jar, right? That means testng library, right? So this is how you can install the library to your project, right? Okay.